Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Mr. Lopez. Got part two of my series coming together right here. I ended off talking about some disharmonies I found with Christianity and my origins with the religion. So from there, I noticed some disharmonies and I wanted to find deeper truths in the origins and find if there was more teachings from Jesus. So I found out about the Gnostic Gospels, which is where the religion of Christianity originates from. The teachings of Yeshua ben Yakub, who taught of Gnosis and awakening and not being in this world, and all those characteristics were taken and then converted to a Roman style, uh, mixed with mythological stories, multi-dimensional cryptic codes, because the true spirit can always penetrate and find its true listeners. So even though the Roman had their intention, the truth can always still creep through. So that's what Christianity is. And then once I learned about the Gnostic Gospels, it made a lot more sense to me how things might work. And to learn that Yeshua ben Yakub, the Nazarene, um, everybody says Jesus of Nazareth like it's a town, but nobody knows what a Nazarene is, and they didn't know that it was a sect in Palestine of like pretty much nature based, spiritual, awakened, fully conscious beings capable of healing people and spreading love and light from another dimension. Um, so that's what was really going on, and that got out. Everybody caught on because it's the truth. It makes sense. Yeshua knew what he was talking about, and he set up a multi-dimensional field upon the reality of Christianity. So, the powers that be, and the powers that be were existent at that time as well, the Roman capital, they don't like empowering truths to spread because their control is over the population. So why would they want people to know empowering truths? It doesn't help their position. So, but it's up to the individuals to find their truths and do whatever is in harmony with their true self. And if someone comes along that has a good message and is really, and their character and actions are representative of that message, hey, you know, you're gonna have to, you can do what you want. You know, you can believe what you want to believe. And that's some of the cool freedoms. Not to mention, I mean, there were some persecution going on, but there's persecution still going on with the truth. Um, so here's how it works. The governments or powers that be or the people that are putting together these main religions know the truth. So they're not necessarily doing anything to the truth because the truth it exists no matter what. All they're going to do is not tell you the truth. So that all that means is once you remove yourself from that system and find it, you're on your own. You know. So that's pretty much the only thing that serves, and it's understanding. And there's always going to be that way because we're still trying to move together as a mass, and we're all getting more altruistic. You know, people are getting treated more fair, racism slowing down, women's rights. You know, free countries like America where people can believe whatever religion they want comfortably. Things like this these are just characteristics of where humanity is already going. So it makes sense that, when truths do come out, and even these mainstream religions that are created, they have to have contain some altruistic truths and some explanation of the invisible world, because there's a hunger in the human being for the spiritual and the invisible. So, um, that's the reason Yeshua ben Yaqub's story stuck around so long, because it was just the truth, and it penetrates, and it just keeps growing. Um, so let's take it back a bit. What are truths? So truths are anything that you believe in, that you validated yourself in your own experience. Here's where people trip up, because they don't know how to validate an invisible world that they haven't seen yet. Um, they're like, I want to believe in all of this. It sounds really nice, but I'm still here. This is what it is. And how am I going to be able to know something that I can't see? And it's probably a lot simpler than most people think. It's not that complex. It's simply complex. Pretty much, if you can't validate the invisible, it's just a matter of having a weak heart at the moment. People with strong hearts, they believe even when people don't see it, unless the universe proves them otherwise, which is just common sense. If you're going to believe that the sky is red and then you're going to go outside and it's blue, well then I guess you just change your beliefs, But people with strong hearts, they can believe in something and run with it, and it'll fuel their being until proven otherwise. So, and the thing is that the universe, when working in the path of truth and waking up to your true self, it has this self-proving way of working. So, it's just going to keep proving itself and keep going until you reach the point where you're at. So when I say weak hearts or strong hearts, I'm not talking about like, they got a lot of love or something. I'm talking about literally your heart, because your heart is how you can tell and discern, and the easiest way for you to discern the invisible world. The reason being is because the heart is an electromagnetic organ with its beating, and it's pretty much like a supersonic radar that is sending a message to the universe at the speed of light and back constantly. So if you guys want to do some research about this, there's a book that I would recommend that you read called The Heart's Code. It goes into details about heart transplant patients, how their personalities were literally changed from having a different heart. And there was one girl that got like a heart with a girl that got murdered, and was able to find her body from using her heart, which was it. There's so many, and the whole thing's got research, and you can read it. But it's called a Heart's Code, or the Heart Code. But reading that, it makes sense, and that is how we have to learn to just go with the invisible. You register things with your heart, and you got to do it comfortably, and you got to do it compassionately, because it's a subtle thing. You can just tell what your body is accepting as the truth, and when something's in disharmony, it's like, whoa, well, that's not true. Here's an example of how to tell when something's in disharmony, and then I'm going to wrap it up and get ready for part 3 whenever. But your heart it's your own personal lie detector test without electricity. You've already got the most advanced piece of technology in your own universe. So when the heart, people are talking to you and someone delivers to you a truth or what they say is a truth. Now, when they deliver you, they're saying, hey, this is true and blah, 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 but it's actually not true. You'll get a feeling in your heart like it was tugged. And it's similar to picking up a cup that you thought was full and then realizing it's empty. You get that same type of jolt because you can literally feel the switch in frequency when something's not there, and then there's that you just know. Now, if you're skeptical of that process, it's going to be less and less effective. But if you're going to use the process and not be skeptical, it's going to prove you right, and you're going to be able to relax and move a lot more fluidly through life, knowing that your heart's always in the right place. It's a protection. So read that, check out that book. I've got more info though, because it's complex, it's long, but it's some truths that I've experienced that I'm registering with my heart. And if your heart's similar to mine, you'll know what I'm talking about.